Mind state of a soul at a crossroads. Heart's cold. Money is the only goal. Fast cars plus a multi-story household. Narrow-minded as I grind out this mouse hole. Don't want a piece of pie, I want a mouthful. Top shelf while these peasants smoking outdoor. Flow sick and the ensemble got a cold. Trying to get into a penthouse on the top floor. 30 can't be like 29, gotta outperform. Do better as you live or die slow. Real shit for your mental cause knowledge is power. Now settle in and plan to be here for about an hour.
So I wanted to ask this question, right? I had heard it somewhere else, and I thought it was just a funny question if you had to decide. So, fight of your life, right? Gun to your head, you had to decide. Would you rather fight a chicken the size of a bear or a bear the size of a chicken?
A chicken the size of a bear.
Yes.
Or a bear the size of a chicken.
Right.
So a chicken size of the bear is we're trending on like dinosaur levels of things, right? But there aren't many birds that size.
I mean, yeah.
Are we talking about like full grown grizzly?
Yeah, like a, picture
okay.
the most gigantic
And
bear
then
you can
we're
think
basically talking about a cub.
Kind of, yeah. But with the aggression of a full-size bear.
What the fuck is this?
Okay. Just a question,
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'll take my chances with. I've eaten enough fried chicken to know that chickens are pretty dumb. So
while I agree,
but that means they have a mouth and a beak the size of like,
and
that's big.
And chickens they're kind of,
They're savages.
Yeah.
But so are bears.
They are.
And if you put a bear in a body like, so if you put a adult-sized bear in a a cub's body, right? But you give him the same aggression. What does that leave you with? I don't know how strong that cub is. This is a terrible question. Why'd you ask that? There's no answer. This is okay. Well,
listen,
either way, I'll probably end up getting beat the fuck up.
Fight of your life, gun to your head. You have to choose. Personally, I choose the bear-sized chicken. Oh no, I'm sorry, the chicken-sized bear. Right?
Okay.
Because anything that's the size of a bear, I don't think my chances are very good. Especially, a chicken is kind of an aggressive species.
What if chickens were just the size of bears anyway?
That's not the question. Let's stay on course here. Would you choose a bear-sized chicken or a chicken-sized bear?
I'm leaning towards the bear-sized or the chicken-sized bear because I think I might be able to befriend it more than
you
fight
think you're
it.
going to be able to befriend it. This is like when Joe Budden said he'd fight 2 pit bulls and win.
Nobody's fighting 2 pit bulls and winning, but one chicken-sized bear might give you. Does he have other friends the size of him?
That's not it's just one-on-one. You versus. There's no variables here. This is a chicken-sized bear, right? Same.
What do I have to fight it with?
Yourself.
I don't have any weapons?
No. If you had a weapon, what difference would it make what size it is? I can just shoot the fucking bear-sized bear in the face.
Because if I get to shoot the fucking big chicken, then I get to have a lot of fried chicken. One day we're going to speak about things that matter on this podcast.
We're going to. And this matters. Let's say...
No, this doesn't.
Listen.
Nobody's ever encountered a fucking chicken the size of a grizzly bear.
How do you think half of the dog breeds that exist
the thing is,
came
cubs
into
actually
existence?
exist. Cubs actually exist.
Yes, but this is not a
Chickens
cub.
the size
this is just a mini bear.
It can't be as strong as a big bear when it's a small bear. So I got
but
no
it has
issues with
all
that.
the same like developmental...
All bark, no bite. It can't do anything that a big bear does. It can't run as fast. It can't, unless it's a super bear, in which case now we got a whole nother conversation to talk about.
You see, this is why you're going off course. Simple question. Chicken-sized bear, bear-sized chicken versus you. Which one are you choosing?
Listen, dude.
Just give me an answer. Just give me an answer.
The bear, but only because he's small. I don't want to take away from it the fact that it's a bear. That thought is not lost on me at all.
Okay, well, I mean...
Because that's disrespecting the fact that it's a bear. Now he wants to kill you even more. You pick me, motherfucker, because I'm small? Now he's got this whole little Rudy complex going. running around
Yeah.
along the side of the bus. Guys, let me play. Shut the fuck up, Rudy.
I was just watching some show the other day, the Goldbergs or some shit.
The Goldbergs is a funny show.
And they were watching
with,
Rudy for the first time. The
that's-
coach had never seen it.
That's Jim Gaffigan, right?
Yeah.
That dude's fucking hilarious.
Well,
He's from Chicago.
He had like some kid who's like, I don't know if he was a freshman or sophomore. He was just like really underdeveloped kid, like real small compared to the rest of the football team. And he wanted to join. And he was like, "You're too small." He's like, "You'll pretty much die out there." And they were like, "Have you ever seen Rudy?" So he watched it and he was like, "You're on the team." I was like, well, yeah.
That's pretty funny. That's like I don't know. It's only a TV show. The small ones
So
don't
is
really
Rudy
make
is
it,
only
dude.
a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. But like small athletes, I feel bad for them, man, because they're literally almost the same thing.
Just miniature.
Now, don't kill me for this, right? I don't want to be killed for this with our 120 subscribers, but like so Dave Chappelle had the kill him the what is it called, the Sticks and Stones?
Yeah.
Remember he was talking about like, it's not funny that if that you're born in a body that you don't like, you're not really in, So like Rudy is kind of like a big athlete born in a little man's body, and he has like, so that's like the Nate Robinsons and the Spud Webbs of the world. They were literally supposed to be 6'5" with fucking bounce and murdering the NBA. Didn't make it that way.
But hey, heart over height.
Unfortunately, they were born in the wrong body.
Heart over height. And this goes back to your same discussion about, hey, this bear is small, so we may have a Napoleon complex now, and like, yeah, I may be small, but I'll fuck you up type of thing.
Yeah, but
It's
he
the same
doesn't
thing.
know that he's got the ferociousness of an adult bear. Is he Webster?
Maybe he does. I mean, I don't think that they
Are we
like,
talking about Webster now?
No. Maybe.
This isn't a Gary Coleman situation?
No. I mean,
That
look,
he knows he's an adult, but he looks like a child, so there's nothing he can do about it?
but he's an actor, so it's different, like
That did play to his ability. He could play a kid for his whole life, man.
Right.
Gary Coleman played fucking Arnold till he was like 37 years
you
old.
just gotta shave whatever facial hair you
He
got.
played a fucking like 12-year-old child for his whole career until he retired.
Speaking of your Sticks and Stones
Rest in
reference-
peace, Gary Coleman.
Yes, absolutely. Rest in peace. Speaking of your whole the Sticks and Stones, born in a body that you whatever. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I don't want to offend anybody. But
I didn't go to the teas. I was just talking about.
no. But I'm going to the teas, but only for a quick second. I saw this article from MSN, and it was like many people who have transitioned are now regretting it and trying to find help to transition
No way.
back. Yeah,
You swear to God.
swear to God. And I was like,
what article was it?
MSN, some MSN article, and I was like, well, if it's MSN, it's got to be at least
Mad
kind of
stupid
legit,
news. I could have told you that shit. Listen, buyer's remorse is real in life, man.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
and when you buy,
No. Let's just leave it at that.
I didn't want to spend too much time. You're correct.
Buyer's remorse is real. And next topic.
Welcome back to the Kiona and Kasson Podcast, everybody. This is episode number 62.
What it do?
I'm your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama.
I should have said that after he introduced me, but it rhymed with 62.
That's true. He did kind of jump the gun into welcoming himself. We appreciate
We're drinking
you all.
these brown sugar 10%, so yeah.
We appreciate you all tuning in. Welcome everybody from YouTube and anybody who's watching or listening from any of the other platforms in which we engage. And if you do watch those things, listen. I keep fucking that up.
You can't see us, but
no,
you should.
I just want to apologize because we are a little bit behind on uploading those things. That's my fault because I do it. But
Yeah,
I mean, shit gets busy. You know what I'm saying? So just watch on YouTube. It's there
Slacking
every
in your
week.
macking?
Never.
Slipping in your pimping.
Shit.
It's okay, though, because players fuck up, too.
Players fuck up. But yeah,
You ain't no player.
we were watching that PlayStation 1 refurbish thing before we started podding.
Randomly as fuck.
They announced a release date for PS5.
Yeah, next year sometime, right? Late next year?
They're saying, yeah, like holiday season 2020.
I'm with it.
Did you see the picture of what it looks like?
No.
Yo, this shit looks fucking crazy. It's like if you take a we'll try to give like a where the fuck did my phone go? If we take like a visual for the people who aren't watching, I mean you can always go look it up on your own, but it's basically like if you took a regular PlayStation and you put on top of it some other like
Regular
U-shaped-
PlayStation meaning what?
like the normal
Which
flat
There's 4 PlayStations.
Yeah, but they all have the same general like flat. You know, they have a disc drive and shit. But like,
okay.
so this. Hold on, let me.
Now, also remember that most of these leaks are not.
No, but this is by Sony.
It's like a cruise ship.
It's some crazy shit.
You know how like cruise ships have stadium seating?
Yeah. I don't know if you can get this very well in the camera.
No, they're not going to be able to see that in the camera. Maybe you should put an image with your editing, jackass.
No, I'm not a.
You just showed the camera like
this is not an advertisement.
You just broke the fourth wall to show them a picture on your phone. Hey, you guys see this?
But it's pretty cool, man. They said it's gonna have like a 4K disc drive and shit for the first time, and the controller is gonna have haptic feedback. And
still got the analogs though.
So you remember like before when they first introduced the Rumble controllers with the wired? So this is the first time apparently since it's wireless that it's gonna have that Rumble feature.
It hasn't had the Rumble feature? Really?
Nope.
I've been playing for years without it.
You haven't noticed?
No.
See, that's what technology does to you. Fuck your brain up.
Yeah, man.
This is your brain on technology.
I was born a PlayStation 2, but I feel like I'm a PlayStation
3. That's a conundrum for you. That's a pickle. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I was like, I don't know. Usually when they have a new system released, there's like some big game that accompanies it. And I think when
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, PlayStation 3 when that came out. I think Grand Theft Auto 4 was the big release that came along with it.
Yeah, I think so with Nico, right?
Yeah.
Nico Belli.
Yeah, so I don't know, but hopefully it's been a while since new Grand Theft Auto came out too, so it'd be nice if that.
I'm gonna go ahead and bet that more than likely they are going to introduce them, if not like at the same time, very one after the other type of thing. Like, so the PlayStation is going to come out, then they're going to release the marquee game or what have you is going to be the probably Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
because they've already said they're developing one.
Well, they've been living on this like online PlayStation Grand Theft Auto 5 upgrades for the longest time. So
probably to buy their time so they can like actually get one together. That's dope.
Think about the graphics now. You don't have to upgrade that often, you know. So every 5-6 years, putting out a new Grand Theft Auto, you're good to go.
Right, and I mean.
Where do you think
the games have gotten so good. Like, how do you get better from there unless you develop technology past the point of where it was when you developed the last?
And that's what they're still doing, and they're really just upgrading the picture.
So take their time.
But where do you think? What city you think is going to host this Grand Theft Auto?
One day they're going to do a fucking Chicago. One day.
I don't know why they haven't. They've been living in New York and LA for so long.
Maybe what happens is they take all 3 big cities, New York, Chicago, and LA, and they create this cross country. Map in which
maybe they're going
like
to make all of the United States, and that's why it's taking so long. You know,
all of the United States, dude. That game would take literally forever. Dude, I would never do anything but explore. You know how you get to that point where you just start driving around.
Well, yeah, I mean, going on rampages and shit. Just start fighting people.
5 stars, bitches.
What was that? Grand Theft Auto 3 when they introduced like that rampage thing.
Oh,
that shit was cool. You know,
dude, easily one of my favorite games. Then they also have the Last of Us coming out with the second installment, which is one of my. I love horror games. I don't know why. I don't care for horror movies. None of that shit really.
Well, were you a Silent Hill fan?
See, the problem with Silent Hill
is it was silent.
No, I think right around the time I meant to get into it, my PlayStation 1 failed.
It's always very
coincidentally enough, as we were just watching somebody refurbish one.
Right,
but. When that came out, I wasn't able to get into it as much as I would like to have.
Yeah.
We played, and as kids, we played a lot of multiplayer because we were always all together. So it was hard to do that. But Resident Evil, things like that.
I would love to see them, because I think they've been talking about doing like a remastered Metal Gear, which I mean we talked about that before. It'd be dope. I would like to see them do a remastered Warzone.
Warzone would be fucking great. I think we've even talked about this in the last few weeks.
Yeah. So I mean, you probably know, but for those of you who don't, it's like one of the early WWF video game releases, and that shit was. I mean, we spent a lot of time playing that.
Yeah, and as young as we were gamers. We enjoyed playing video. It was different though to be a gamer then because it wasn't considered. You didn't have online. You didn't have all this developmental things that were happening.
Yeah.
You were just really good at a game, and that was it.
I mean, PlayStation 2, I think they started doing like early online shit, but nobody ever really got into it.
No, because
it was a white privilege thing.
Internet connection was as slow as fucking like radio.
Yeah, it was solely like white privilege online PS2
joke.
I just,
You don't remember that joke?
I don't even
You
remember
know who
what
Radio
you said.
is? Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No hate, but he played a slow character. That's just a fact. Anyway,
we try to stay away from
no.
and also not stay away from controversial topics.
Yeah, how you do that, I don't know. But anyway, no, I think it didn't really get good. It wasn't good because a dial-up was not practical.
Yeah.
Dude, when you had to download a porno picture and fucking, dude, it would be knocked off before I fucking saw the picture.
It was
I'd be
that
like,
Family Guy shit where he's
it's
like,
already gone.
It's
I
my
don't even
internet
care.
porn day, and he's at the library waiting for it to load.
It just chops up. You're like, tits, belly button. Bush! Fucking Bush!
What a long way porn has come.
Porn has come a long way, dude. Dude, when you used to have to watch a cassette, that was the worst. Because when I remember when I got my first DVD and I could just skip back to the beginning of the scene.
It's funny.
I was like, what?
It's funny because I remember when Blockbuster had that little section in the back, and they were covered the titles.
Blockbuster didn't really have. Oh, they did. They did. But they also. But the best were the fucking mom and pops, where you go and they have a curtain and it just be a whole bunch of nasty motherfuckers sitting in the back, a whole bunch of middle aged, half balding, not so put
divorcees and shit.
Dude, there's still places like that. It's hilarious. And there'd be two cars. You'd be like, you some nasty motherfuckers.
If there's one thing that's always going to be for sure, there's always going to be a market for porn. People love to see other naked people getting naked with other people doing naked things.
I don't get the people that pay to watch porn.
Well, I don't understand.
So from what I understand, Brazer's beyond point, right? You go on, if you actually were to be a member, I guess you get some cool shit. But I can't imagine.
But what cool shit?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
done and give me 10 minutes.
I can't even imagine what they've got there that I can't access. That's already on the full fucking page of all the of the sites I go to, right? So the shit I see is already crazy. What the fuck are you showing me in the fucking vault that the Brazzers have?
I don't know, but I'll tell you this much. If I was a woman and I had a vagina, I would create an OnlyFans 100%.
Oh, dude, I've already established the type of woman I would probably be.
I'd be a whore. So
I would have a lot of enhancement if I didn't have the enhancements naturally. Oh, word.
I would be a gigantic
100%.
whore.
And this is not objectifying women. I'm just saying
that
if I were to be one, I would have a different type of hustle than some.
Right. I mean, shit. I got what my mama gave me already, so what the fuck am I trying to do anything else for? Might as well live off it while I can.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
not saying
everything.
I would probably strip. I would definitely strip. If I had there's just I get it. This is kind of objectifying women, but we're not talking about women. We're talking about if we were women.
Right. I'm saying if I was in your shoes, and I don't
saying
know what your shoes are like.
I'm not saying you have to shake your ass and titties. I'm
No,
just
but
saying
you
if
could.
I had them,
It's an option.
I would shake them.
You very well could do such things. And if I had that position, I would do those things. I would get myself in some positions. I'll tell you that
Ass, tits.
But anyways, let's move on here. Let's see what else we got on this agenda list here.
Well, you want to talk more about how if you were a woman? I feel like I was. Listen.
There's only so much.
I was
talking,
a PlayStation, but I was born. I'm sorry.
There's only so much talking from if I was a woman's perspective that I could do.
What if I was born an Xbox? Would feel like I'm a PlayStation.
Because women naturally just disagree. Even if you're 100% on point, women just naturally disagree with.
Listen, we got morals and shit, but if you don't got the same morals, you can't be mad.
If I was I was a woman, I'd be a Christ-loving woman, and I would go to church every Sunday, and I would dress conservatively. Then you're fucking wrong.
Then all the sluts will be mad at you, and then you'd have issues there.
Listen, if it's one thing I've learned in my almost 30 years, there is no way to win.
2 weeks I spent in the 80s.
There's no way to win when... You know what I mean?
Dude, it's exactly 2 weeks. It's literally fucking 15 days.
No. Well, that's not 2 weeks exactly.
No, actually. So what time, do you know what time of the day you were born?
I have no idea. I think it was somewhere 5 in the morning.
Okay, so basically you didn't have all of the 16th, right? So 17th,
I had
18th,
most of the
from
16th.
the 17th to the 31st is 14 days. So you got 14 and a half days. You ain't exactly 15. So you spent exactly 2 weeks in the 80s.
I spent 2 weeks and some change in the 80s.
Hey, man, stop fucking hating on the 80s.
Listen, realistically, what good does that do me? I mean, you were born in 85 in September. You could have been born in 86 and it would have made literally zero difference.
Yeah, but because I still spent more time in the 80s than you.
But you were still 3 months at the end of the year. What do you remember about your first 3 months of life? About as much as I remember in my first 2 weeks of
I
life.
remember
so
everything about those
nothing.
first 3 months.
Full of shit.
Dude, I remember everything about my first 3 months of life.
Break it down for us.
I shit. I sleep. I ate. I cried. And I was a fucking genius.
I don't think any of those things are
In my
true.
first 3 months, I learned how to be potty trained. I spoke all the words in the English language.
It's not true.
Also, my dick was like 6 inches long by that time.
Still very not true. I mean, it's probably still not true.
Can you imagine you had a son and he comes out and he just got a bigger dick than you?
What kind of alien baby is this? Fuck this baby. It's not mine.
If I had a son and his dick came out bigger than me, I would not fucking claim him. That ain't my baby.
Well, that's a weird situation. Would you be proud? Would you be like, yeah, that's my boy? Would you be like, I hate you?
Like, what the fuck?
Like, I'm not wiping this baby's dick after he shits in his diaper. I'm not doing it.
Like this,
I'm
I'm not
doing
this
it.
Baby
This is a full-grown man dick.
when that baby pees, he pees. He takes a man piss.
Like, there's no diapers that fit this child.
I think at a certain size dick, you just have to put your hand on the fucking wall while you take a piss at the urinal. Like, you just have to like brace yourself so it don't push you forward.
I mean, I think that's why you grab it like a fire hose.
Dude, you gotta be gentle
know?
with your dick. You can't grab it and choke it at all times. You gotta. If there's times for that, and there's times
Listen,
for
if
that.
I expect other people, women, to grab and choke my dick to some degree, I just have to do it to myself
Grab
while I'm
and
taking a
choke
piss.
your dick.
Just get a nice firm grip on it. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Grab and choke. Like, I've never once described. What? Just grab it and choke it for a little bit. No. That's not the type. That is not the correct verbiage you'd like to use when talking about somebody touching your dick.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, I don't know how much the viewers care to hear about my dick. If you do. But
It's bigger than you.
it was cold that night, Willie. So given we're still in the preseason, but apparently Zion has been tearing shit up in the NBA right now.
I've heard. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 highlights. I'm not on board, but I am definitely like open to saying he can be dominant in the league. But
There are some prospects I think you expect out of them. Like there's some first round people in the last 10 years who are just they haven't been like crazy first rounders, and they haven't lived up to their potential. Maybe
it's
it was injuries,
shoot,
whatever
man.
it was.
It really is a crapshoot.
But Zion actually has been like, and given he was injured kind of over the offseason, but he seems to be, I mean, and of course, like it's preseason, you can only measure so much of like how much does this actually matter. But I mean, he's looking like he's living up to some potential.
My only pause for concern really was what his work ethic was going to be like, because it's what it seemed like was when he first got drafted and then he started doing these press runs and you know, being visible on more of a NBA type scale. You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He appeared to be a little less in shape, which is okay because what you know you're in this big whirlwind of press run, introduction, training. All these things are happening. So if something falls to the wayside, I get it. But that was my only concern. If he's in fact gotten back to playing weight and playing condition, I think he'll be great.
He's almost
great, pretty damn good.
He's like a Giannis type of thing. Like he's a freak of nature,
Giannis
athletically
is a fucking
and
freak.
shit like that. I mean that's why they call him the Greek freak. But
Max Kellerman said that he thinks that was it Max Kellerman? He has some fucking crazy takes, but somebody just said that Giannis, if he's able to shoot the long ball, will be better than Jordan.
No.
Motherfuckers got to stop with that. Gonna be better than Jordan shit. You got. It's just however.
I mean, listen.
You know, however talk like this is how I talk about
I
it.
understand it because first of all, if you're going to compare somebody to anybody, you might as well be comparing them to the best that you can be. But understand
That's
there's
not the best you
going
can.
to be.
No, that's not the best they can be. The next best is the best they can be.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Nobody's ever gonna get that. That's why, like, when I argue this at this point, like, I exclude MJ. I exclude, like, when I talk about hip hop top 5, you got to kind of stop talking about the Nas's and the J's, objectively, because we already know where they're lying. 1,
Right.
2, top 3, not 3.
Right.
Like Joe.
Yeah. Top 3, not 1 or 2. Yeah, no. I don't know, man. I see a lot. As long as he can stay injury free, I think he has some good potential to be like, a force to be reckoned with in the league.
Yeah.
What team is he on again? He's on New Orleans?
Yes. And he's with Lonzo, who apparently has added a jump shot. Also, Ben Simmons has apparently added a jump shot to his arsenal. Like he's been working at it all summer.
If you're playing
if he didn't
basketball,
without
you need to have a shot. I don't understand like how you call yourself a professional and you don't have a shot. It just doesn't ever make sense to me.
Without a jump shot, he stays very. He puts himself in a very like he paints himself in a corner because without allowing yourself to have a jump shot, that means that they know that you're not a threat, so they can back off of you and allow you to take that shot once you picked your dribble up. And now that they know that you're not going to hit that shot, they can kind of collapse and hit the boards if they would like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like.
Or they can go and just put more attention on the actual shooters, and they know if you have the ball,
they can sag off. They can
right?
sag off instead of playing more true defense, knowing that now, okay, he's a legitimate threat from far. We have to make sure that the long ball doesn't get, because Ben Simmons is a fucking dope player.
Yeah.
It was just arguably he needed to add a jump shot to be great.
And when you have a jump shit, you're not only doing yourself a favor, you're doing your team a favor.
Spread the defense, man. They have
right.
to play. Everybody has to play true on their man. They can't fucking sag off. If everybody's a threat, then nobody can be left alone.
If we were in this trend of like professional players not having jump shots, they would run zone defense in the league, and they don't do that for a reason because everybody's expected to have a skill set.
Yeah,
like if you have 7-footers who are putting up 3-pointers with ease these days, which you're having now, like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know
you
how
need to have like. And what position does he play? Small forward?
Maybe power, but I could be wrong. I think probably small, but it could be a 4 at the same time.
Well, everybody has kind of a mix, so he probably has he's like a guard forward, probably, if I had to guess. But
that's the thing. Everybody's expected to play this like flex player type of position. It's weird. The NBA is crazy. I don't know when big men decided to start fucking learning how to handle the ball and also be able to like. I don't know. Like how
it's great though. I mean, like it's great for the league. I think.
How have they developed? Like big men back in the day weren't able to do such agile moves and stop on the dimes that the big men are doing nowadays. Like, is it training that they've done? I'm gonna ask. Like, do you believe what's happened is training, or do you think genetics have just kind of like increased to a more powerful or evolved to what it is now? Like, do you think their work ethic is what's allowing to become these like 1-5s?
I think what has happened is the training has been focused more on like a fundamental approach. So
I'll disagree
because before people used to train to their position, like true centers, stay down low.
Are you saying general fundamentals of basketball?
Yes, I think everybody trains to that now. That's why like you have 7-footers who can dribble the ball. You have 7-footers who can put up jump shots.
To clarify, you're saying they're training to acquire all fundamental skills of the 1 through the 5 position.
Not necessarily all to the 1 and the 5, but like the general basketball fundamentals. Everybody knows how to dribble. Everybody knows how to take a jump shot. Everybody knows how to drive it in. Like for the most part, everybody in the league can do all of those things.
I think that I don't know if that's fair because I do feel like I think basketball fundamentals are across the board what most would learn regardless, right?
I don't think so.
I think that what's happening now, I think, is there are trainers and companies that train with people who are specifically specializing in big men, starting from they train big men to start from the top of the key to learn to do to fake jab step, create whatever triple threats that they like, because big men at one point were only efficient within 10 feet of the basket, back to the basket.
And this is what I'm saying. It could be both, but think about it, right? So you went to Lane Tech, big high school, a lot of people. When the basketball coach is looking
Lane Tech, bitches.
When the basketball coach is looking to scout out their
Myrtle
players,
and the gold.
You have
what the fuck is Myrtle?
You have a 6'10" player. automatically they're looking at that person, right? They come to the tryouts and shit, and they automatically have a leg up on the competition. Why? Because their height. They're good down low. They're gonna be good on defense. They're gonna be pretty much like a good cherry picking position for the team. The height got you everywhere you needed to be. It wasn't necessarily, do you have the fundamentals? We can develop your back to the basket.
Fundamentals that just are innate, right? Because I think that there's only so many moves that, and that's what I'm saying. Like the big men of yesteryear and today, I think that big men of yesteryear of before, because of the athleticism somehow changing. Right, that from then till now somehow, like they're more
training.
Athletic.
That's why
they're more athletic.
I mean, like,
but listen, because of like somehow the evolution of the big man, right? Before, the only thing that a big man's characteristics of his body, right, his attributes, lended itself to were certain moves and very very stiff banging with the
back to the basket type of thing.
Centers used to be bigger bodied, but now they're more very trim, very very slender, but very like they're powerful and strong.
This is where I believe
slim. I know I'm rambling in a sense, but like I'm trying to get to the sense that because of their body back in the day and their lack of mobility, for lack of a better term, they were only able to do the big man spin. Until you start.
This is where I believe it all started. Is I think what happened is let's say you have somebody who freshman sophomore year of high school, they started trying out for the team and they've been training for a while, whatever. Let's say that they weren't breaking 6 feet by the time sophomore year hit, and they were training like a guard. They were playing as a guard. They were fucking already athletic. They were training their plyometrics and everything like that.
To interrupt you a little bit, at 5'11", up until sophomore year, you've been playing the big man your whole life, more than likely.
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
It depends. Like
I think at that point,
you have
I think that's
multiple
the cutoff.
spurts.
I think that's a cutoff, and I think at that point you start to have to be your position starts to move down because everybody's height is moving past what yours is.
Well, that's I always use myself as
I was always big but not big, and so I
always use myself as an example. I'm 6 foot, so naturally my position in the NBA would be expected to be a point guard, right? I'm supposed to run the offense, whatever, be more athletic, running up and down the court. Once you get to a certain point, like you're not even. There's not point guards who are taller than 6'4", 6'5", right? And if you have 6'5", you're playing like a dual position.
Well, there were. So Magic Johnson was a 6'7", 6'8",
I think, yeah.
Point guard. Penny Hardaway, 6'7" or 6'6" point guard.
Yeah, but we're talking about the anomalies here, right? Like at that point, if you're talking about late 80s, early 90s basketball, those are the anomalies. The point guard position was like, they were literally the orchestrator back then. And you had, of course, some star point guards,
right,
who were the exception, but like they were the orchestrator of the offense, and the shooting guard was the one putting the points out. Everybody back in the day had like their positions, even as starters, were role playing positions. They had like a particular mission.
Not everybody performed the same tasks as they do nowadays.
And now, like, yeah, everybody can pretty much do anything on the court for the most part. You look at people like Kevin Durant, who again is probably an anomaly, but 7 feet tall. He can play in the post. He can play on the outside. He's a 3-point threat. He's whatever. So I really think it just started like people who they trained as guards and they got an unexpected growth spurt maybe like halfway through high school. They hit 6'8". Now all of a sudden, okay, hey, you trained as a shooting guard, as a point guard, whatever, throughout this time of your life. Now all of a sudden you have all this height. We can't put you there.
So bring all those skills with you,
right?
And
so
now acquire the big man skills.
So now you're an agile 7-footer, and
that makes sense. I'll go with that.
And now other people coming into the league have to train that way because now you have to defend that position. So how are you going to defend that position if you don't have the same skill set? Training has been kind of skewed to be able to rival the competition.
I'll run with that. I'll fuck with that. Yeah, I don't got much more to say about it other than like I just feel like big men are not necessarily the big saying that he's a big man doesn't hold the same
the
definition of what it was back then to
Absolutely.
now, and that's all. You know, and which is cool because you can't hold people in boxes.
Yeah,
motherfucker want to shoot a three, you let him shoot a three now. He hit it.
Yeah, And I mean, given like Zion's game, I think is more of like a paint kind of game as far as putting points on the board.
Eventually, he's going to have to develop that.
But his athleticism allows him to get there.
He's going to have to develop that 18 to 22 footer.
Yeah, at least like a 15-footer, like something real mid range.
Nobody shoots the short range ball anymore, man.
No, but it's a lost art in the NBA, and I think as a big man having that shot, like Joakim Noah, he was one of the more modern centers that has been able to like.
Yeah, because I mean, if you knew the Pat Ewings of the world, Pat Ewing's shit was wet. That was no joke. I used to have a fucking my shit used to be my bread and butter.
Was it a 15 to 18 range?
Yeah, it couldn't. Man, that was pretty fucking automatic. Not to toot my own horn, but fuck it. Well, toot motherfucker.
Staying on basketball for a second here, but in a unrelated field. Have you been keeping up with this Shaq and Damian Lillard rap beef going on?
So I've only been listening as far as the Joe Budden podcast has covered.
I said that Shaq has won.
Shaq won.
I said that Shaq won because there's this line, and this one line alone makes me think that he won, right? He said, "You rap because you need it, dog. I do it for sport. When you run, I see the tampon string in your shorts."
No, get the fuck out of here. He said that? Shaq said that?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit is hilarious. I'm like, yo, hey, don't sleep on Kazam.
I think Shaq won. I don't have much other than to say that I think Shaq's winning. Dame can spit.
Dame can spit.
For a basketball player, because we do have to address the fact that basketball players forever have been
trying to rap.
Like, I mean, shit, even Kobe did it. Fucking AI
Why
did it.
Why do they feel like they got to stick to rap? Like, Victor Oladipo, he is more of a R&B.
I'm assuming you go do it, but I don't know that.
I mean, it's like it's kind of like 2 Chainz. Rapper go to the league. He's one of those people who were like, I could do both. I'm gonna rap. Game the same way. So
I don't think the Game could have went to the league.
You never know. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see his highlights, but he plays in the Drew League all the time.
Yeah, but that's not the league.
It's not the league, but I mean,
listen, I'm not going to disrespect the league like that. Just because you could play, don't mean you could have played in the league.
Okay, but I will disrespect the league that way because I've seen plenty of people who are in the league who are terrible. Can't really play 100%. Very well. So I mean, there's 2 sides of the spectrum there, but I do think that Shaq has won this round.
Oh yeah, first and second round go to Shaq, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I respect Dame's skills on the mic.
Yeah, he got a pen, but Shaq definitely. I think Shaq is 50 years old. He shouldn't be able to put you in your place like that.
I mean, what's that one Method Man like freestyle competition? And he was going against somebody. Shaq talks a lot of shit.
Drop the mic or something
like that. And Shaq talks a lot of shit, and it's just hilarious.
Shaq talks a lot of shit.
Yeah,
good shit, man. I fuck with Shaq.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw. Did you see Joker by any chance?
No. No, I've been meaning to, and I hear mixed reviews. Honestly, like people are saying, "Oh, it's great, like one of the best Joker movies," and then I hear people saying, like, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job, but I wasn't really impressed by the movie as a whole." And so I don't know.
It was slow moving. No spoiler alerts. It was slow moving. It was cool because they kind of gave Joker the more human side of things. Like, it wasn't just this motherfucker that existed in a superhero's world.
What was the other one that The Dark Knight, is that the other one that he was like played a big role in?
Who?
Joker.
Yeah, but he was in Dark Knight with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Who arguably might be the best fucking Joker of all time.
Yeah.
Even though like some people have been like saying, "Oh, I like that they gave him a backstory." Some are like, "I don't really need a backstory. He's Joker." For me, it was the more I think about the movie, the more I kind of understand it and like it a little bit more.
I think having a backstory for a lot of these things is actually healthy. Like, you should kind of understand the origins of these characters.
The problem with the Joker is he's such a crazy fucking
villain.
Character developmental wise. Like, they go into like his mental health, why he is the way he is, they do a lot of things right where you're just like, it's almost just like, man, it could be any man, really. Joker could be, the way that movie paints it is like Joker could be any man. It could be any dude.
I like the idea of diving into the backstory of him because there's not many supervillains that they've gone and done like a deep dive into their past and what made them what made them the super villain that they are. It's not just like, oh, well, I have like some weird, I can captivate people and take them. Like,
you're right, and I mean, from what I've read and from the Joker knowledge I have, they've never really, they haven't dived that far in dove. They haven't dove that far into what it is that made him the way. As far, I mean, in comparison to what this movie did, the movie really did, try to go into why he is the way he is, and there was violence and it was cool, but like it was more of an explanation or a origins story about the Joker than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, like outside of X-Men doing like a backstory for Magneto, you don't really know too many other supervillains' backstories. And I mean,
as much as they bring to you, I mean, I don't know how much. I was never the biggest comic book guy growing up.
Yeah,
but I would.
And we're back.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure. Yep. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So
that shouldn't affect that.
No, it was cool. I would recommend it. I'd recommend it, but it's not. It's not the same as you would expect Joker to be if you're trying to compare it to every other Batman movie.
Yeah,
but it was good.
I definitely plan to watch it. There's just so many fucking movies that I still plan to watch that I haven't seen, and like for instance, I haven't seen both of the last Avengers.
I got Red Eye the red box right now for Endgame. I'm gonna watch that after this shit.
I'm super surprised that shit has not been spoiled for me. Like,
dude,
in the social media age, the fact that I've missed so many of those things,
far out of my way to not get fucking like every time
they're Infinity War and Endgame in that order.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Infinity War is on Netflix.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I've seen it too, and I've passed by it, and I'm just like, I don't really have 2.5 hours to dedicate to this right now.
Long movie.
I mean, I do have the 2.5 hours, but I've been watching The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Oh, you've been watching The Boys, huh? I bet you have.
Listen, shut up.
Been watching The Boys.
It's actually a very interesting show. It's basically like superheroes, right? But they're like. So there's a company called, I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll give you a quick synopsis. There's a company called The Seven, and they're based out of New York. And they've basically been pumping kids since they were like newborn babies with some weird drug that gives them superhero powers. And they're not like formulated to the particular superpower, just kind of whatever happens.
It's just a random occurrence?
Well, the particular superpower they develop is random.
How are they cool superpowers?
Yeah, so one of them is, and they're like loosely based on actual like superhero stories, right? So like one of them
is this a comedy?
It's kind of like a mixed genre. It's like there's action, there's comedy, there's drama, there's you name it.
Interesting.
So there's a guy named Homelander. He's like the Superman.
What does he do? Homeland. He's home.
No. So basically, this company is like a corporation that owns them. Think of it like Umbrella, right? From Resident Evil. So basically, they're trying to infiltrate the military and make these guys like the main part of the military.
So they just need so basically the military had Superman,
right? But all these superheroes have
so much in a better place. Superman, just go get these motherfuckers.
All these superheroes have skeletons that they're trying to keep on ice, right? And
not
get out to the public, right? Exactly.
Who the hell came up with that skeleton in your closet? Why would you keep a skeleton in your closet first and foremost?
But I thought you're supposed to be afraid of skeletons being in your closet.
Yeah, why would you keep the most scariest things in your closet? Like nobody else.
Fucking bloody bones.
Nobody. Yeah, but no, think about it. I mean, not to go off topic.
Well, you are because you're ruining my synopsis.
Why would you keep skeletons? I keep my shoes. I keep t-shirts and pants.
I barely keep shoes in my closet. I have too many of them. Anyway,
skeletons in my closet.
But yeah, so there's there's somebody who's supposed to be Aquaman. His name is The Deep.
I'm never watching this show.
You'll actually really like it, to be honest. So basically,
the whole bring your ass over
the plot of the show is all these superheroes work for this company. There is some vigilantes who have lost loved ones due to these superheroes' negligence, who are trying to go and kill the superheroes.
Is it like a Hitch type of situation?
No, not really.
I was drinking, bitch.
Well, Hitch. No, you mean Hancock. Hitch is about love.
Oh yes.
So
yes, Hitch, Hancock,
it's not bad.
Same thing.
I mean, it has a love story in it, of course. But anyway, so it's been a good show. It's one season so far. Go check it out on Prime. This is not an ad because we're still not paid to do this. Which brings me to my next point.
We're getting paid?
We had a conversation about what makes you a professional, right?
Yeah.
So I was getting dressed to come here, and I'm thinking, okay, we're not paid to do this yet.
No,
we are not
definitely
technically
not.
professionals.
Nope.
Once we do get paid for this, are we expected to then dress as professionals as well?
What you mean?
So, like, I got these shoes, right?
Yep.
And we used to talk a lot more about shoes back in the day, but I was looking for something to go with them and make it pop. And I was like, should I be wearing polos? Or maybe when we get paid to do so, should I be wearing?
Answer is no.
No. I wouldn't think so either.
I'm never going to wear what anybody tells me to do to wear outside of the job I have to wear.
I mean, we're business owners then, technically, right? It's not necessarily a business, but podcasting, getting paid to do so, it's kind of like we're independent contractors.
Listen, my clothes are going to change based on what my salary is, but they're not going to change what they look like. They're just going to change in quality and price.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I don't know, just a thought that I had.
Still be wearing hoodies and sweats and sneakers. They'll just be better hoodies, sweats, and sneakers.
I mean, the sneakers will probably stay the same. I got just a shit ton of Jordans. What other sneakers am I going to buy outside of that?
I don't know, but I'm just telling you what my thoughts would be.
Louis Vuittons with the red bottoms. You got to have them. You glad you got them.
For those watching, you've seen the shimmy Adam just did. For those not watching, do yourself a favor. Turn into episode 62. Minute marker, probably somewhere along the line of 45.
There's a couple of other sports related things I want to go over real fast.
Very rare, but
anything crazy, and then we can jump back into some music stuff. On a Snapple fact type of tip here, right? I learned a few things, and we'll go through more of them as the weeks progress. But this is one that I wanted to cover this week. Did you know that American Olympians are taxed on their gold and silver medals, but the bronze medalists are not taxed because it's mostly
you won that terrible
out of
ass
copper.
medal.
They basically have a shiny penny around.
We
their
got
neck.
so many pennies. It's okay. Don't even worry about it.
Like, you know what? We don't even want these anymore. We're gonna get rid of the penny. So just take it.
And now for third.
Like, we're gonna give 3rd through 80th a bronze medal. We just need to get rid of these things. To be
Like,
honest.
dude, that's fucked up. So you get taxed on what exactly? The value of the element?
So let's say you won
medal?
a gold medal and it's like 5 ounces of gold. You're looking at what, like 10 grand worth of gold around your neck now?
Possibly.
So you're probably gonna pay like another 3 grand out of pocket.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, the thing is, I think the gold medalists, not only do they win a gold, they actually get a paycheck for that as well.
Yeah.
Like the
I should be
Chicago
exempt
Marathon
from taxes
was
for the
today,
rest
right?
of my life. I fucking
They don't
represented the country, and
It's
and
not.
this
It's not like
dumb
you're
fucking
Kurt Angle
sport.
and you're considered an American hero now, now for winning a gold medal.
Fucking Kurt Angle's big thick neck head.
But yeah, so they're saying like, and I think the Chicago Marathon was today, and they were saying like the
Probably
winner.
still going on, man.
No, it's over. It was wrapping up as I was leaving to come here.
I guarantee there's somebody still running.
Probably, but they were saying that the winner, I think, nets like 100 grand if you
Not
get first
a lot
place.
at all.
Yes, it is,
To run 26 miles?
motherfucker. I will train all year and win 100 grand for winning. And I don't have to do shit else all year but train. Now I'm in
Kenyans win
fantastic
that
shape,
every time.
and all my bills are paid. The fuck out of here.
One, Kenyans win every year.
Oh,
Two, you're not going to be in fantastic shape. You're going to look like a fucking stick. And 3, you're not winning.
You never know.
No, I know this. You can't go back in time and be Kenyan.
If you run anyways, this is what you do. I mean, like,
Listen,
what's the difference?
you're not going to fuck 100 grand ain't shit
But let me just
for running 26 miles.
Yeah, 26.3 or some shit
26.2.
like that. Whatever it is. Fuck that. I'm not
Well,
trying
you
to do
just
that
said for
anyways.
100 grand you would.
Yes, but like you just said,
I'm not running
gonna
a
win.
fucking 26-mile marathon. Dude, I'm not even going to try to train for 26 miles for 100 grand.
I mean, me neither.
100 grand is a lot of money. Don't get me fucking wrong. I will say, I wish I had 100 grand, but I wish less that I had the I wish more I wouldn't have. I don't know how to word this, but fuck both of those things.
100%. But I mean, look, again,
Dude, I'm not running.
again, there's just something about like let's say I thought I had a fighting chance, right?
You don't. Most don't.
Some things are hypothetical in life.
Running
and we're just going to
26
run with a
miles
hypothetical
is
thought
dumb.
process. So let's say I was like, oh yeah, I got a pretty good chance of winning this shit. I will fucking train all year round.
And when you fucking fail and
I'll
then
be in
decide
great
to fucking,
shape. I'll be fucking phenomenal shape.
you'll be
And
a
then
stick,
I
dude.
will-
You'll be a stick.
That's not true.
Marathon runners have no muscle.
That's true. There was some woman running and she had no ass, no tits, and she was just bones. And I was like, ugh. Ugh. See what else. Oh, wait a second. That's not okay. So Tyler Skaggs, right? The Angels pitcher who died. He was like what, 26 or something like that.
Yeah, I heard about.
So-
I think what you're about to say.
Yeah. So there was new information released, and his toxicology report said that he had opioids in his system.
Yeah.
So there was like some employee, and I don't know specifically what his position there was or whatever, but he was talking to the police or some shit, and he was like, "Yeah, I was supplying him opioids. We abused them together on multiple occasions, and he's not the only one on the team. There's like 4 or 5 other players." So I was like, "Well,
Doesn't surprise me.
yeah,
I mean, those things are fucking super addictive, and then I mean, it's fucked up. But I mean, it's kind of they about a week or so ago they found out that multiple people were involved in the death of Mac Miller.
yeah," and they arrested what, 2 of them now so
2
far.
or 3 people. Something
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
I want to say 2 people were sentenced, and there were maybe looking for a
Okay.
third.
Yeah, but no, they realized that they laced it with something, and that's why he died. Not on purpose. Not like he was going out of his way to be
Yeah.
whatever. It was because of these motherfuckers.
Which
and
makes
that's
the
so
story, I
fucked
mean,
up. That's
honestly, even that
nasty,
much
yo.
more sad.
That's
you know?
so fucking.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And,
Motherfuckers got to stop that pill shit, man. I know it's easier said than done, and I know, it's addictive. But man, at the end of the day, you
go
really
roll
got
a blunt, man. Just fucking smoke.
something but at the same time, you got to just remember that that's not like
No.
nobody's body is meant to take all of those pills and all of these things that you're throwing at your liver to try to like help your body process. Your body's not gonna be able to take that.
Well, anything that's thrown together through like chemical creation, your
Can't be
body's
good
not
for
going to
you.
naturally process it. It's never going to be the case. That's why I say, go smoke a blunt. That shit is grown from the earth. You process it. It'll be out of your system in 4 hours. You're good to go. Any pain that you feel, you go smoke again. You'll be fine. Like
Repeat,
right?
But no, it's
use
fucked up.
use liberally.
Rest in peace, Tyler Skaggs.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace to anybody that's gone through this and lost their life to it.
Yeah.
Everybody else, man, just kind of, I know it's easier said than done, but you got to wake up, man. You got to realize that there's better things. There's other vices, man. Really, there are just other vices, like you say, and you just got to like remember that the ones.
And I mean, I know it's tough. I
strategic.
know some people, it didn't start as a vice. It started, they were treating something and they got hooked.
Yeah,
or whatever,
that's the real big issue is pain, and then it snowballs into addictive traits that you can't let go of.
Yeah, and
Fucked
any
up.
of you people who are out there like, oh yeah, let me try this. No, don't do it. Fuck the pharmaceutical companies. Fuck all that bullshit.
Dude, I couldn't. I when I broke my foot and I had my surgery. They put the screw in. They gave me painkillers that were apparently very, very, very strong. But like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. Like, I took them. I took them twice. Like literally 2 doses.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. I couldn't shit, which was like terrible because
Yeah.
a good shit is nice.
Right.
And I broke
And
my
you
foot.
could see the
I broke
adverse
my
effects.
foot, so the very least I could do is take a good shit.
Yeah.
And also just there was just really weird effects that I didn't care for, and I stopped taking it. And I get that some pain is more easier to bear than others, but like, man, the pain of like what comes afterwards possibly is definitely something that needs to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the effects those things have on your body is just not.
Yeah, no, pills are no good, man. I mean, I take the Aleve, the Advil, or whatnot if I have to. But for the most part, I try to stay away. I'm more of like, if I feel sick, I'll do some NyQuil, that kind of thing. But
For sure.
I try to stay away from pills.
Yeah, it's for the best to do such things. So let's move away from that because, again, we don't want to stay too much on serious topics. I'm not all about that on the KKP.
Nah,
But, just make better choices in life.
word.
Real quick before we start going into to music related things, I want to go ahead and give a quick opposite shout out to Glenn.
Yo, opposite shout out to you, Glenn.
And we can move from there. So real fast, I also wanted to address because Maisha is one of our regular commenters, and she had a request of topic, right?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that just because I
So-
didn't want to request and not address.
Well, right. I mean, we can't ask you to
Request,
comment and just be
not
like, nah,
address,
fuck what you talking
and
about.
that is not to impress.
Shout out to
I
Maisha,
got
by
to
the way,
get
you know.
dressed for the KKP pod, see, and I ain't rapping, but doesn't be.
What? Button B? There's a reason why I do the podcast rap, folks. So she wanted to know what is your favorite female rapper, if any, because some people just don't have a favorite female rapper. And could that female rapper be successful in the past or... Okay, hang on. Let me read this directly from her. Favorite female rapper, if any. Or...
Right in the first
Shut
place.
up. Favorite female rapper, if any, or could female of the past be successful in this generation and vice versa?
Okay, so I'm gonna start. Firstly,
Start.
I'm not the biggest fan of female MCs. Full disclosure.
I'm going to agree on
Secondly, I don't know that I have a favorite female rapper, but there are some honorable mentions, right? Like, so obviously you got to give the MC Lights and the Lil Kims of the world their due.
that. Right.
I think Lil Kim really paved the way for a lot of what we see,
Yeah.
more than likely any of it. You know, even the Meg, the Stallions, the fucking the Cardis, the Nickies.
I mean, you don't want to forget Foxy. You know, she had her place there, too.
Foxy, yes, but Foxy didn't have the same. Foxy didn't do the same. Foxy had the sex appeal or tried to sell the sex appeal, but Lil Kim outwardly was with it. Like, I mean, you've seen it was just more of her act than Foxy's was.
Also, don't want to skip over like your Queen Latifahs and
No,
your
no,
Missy
I was
Elliott's
getting
too.
there. I was getting there.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah, the Queen Latifahs, Queen Latifah didn't really pave the way as much, more for lyricism than the whole. I think for a female MC, it's more important than a male MC. Not to say it's not for a male, but more so their ability to rap, but also the persona and the person they create behind the rap or in front of it, for maybe better said.
Let me give you my disclaimer first, real fast, of why I do not favor female rap artists in general. Not that there aren't some that fit a different mold. I do not need to hear a female rapper talking about gangster shit,
Which is
killing
kind of
people.
sexist.
But I'm sorry, but I don't care.
It is. I know.
don't.
No. Listen. I'm in the same vein, right? But it is sexist. So I don't want to talk about it in that regard, right? Like, not that they shouldn't be, right? Like in your opinion, but like more objectively. So to go further, right? You obviously got, like you said, the Queen Latifahs of the world.
Yeah.
You have to. There's the Raw Diggers of the world from Flip Mode, right? Who was arguably pretty dope.
Yeah.
You got the Emils, who nobody really cares to hear from ever again. If you don't know who Emil is, she is the female rapper who was once on Rockefeller and is no more.
God knows where.
Yeah, nobody
she might
knows
be.
where Emil is. I'll give you Emil to tell me. So the female rapper we see today was more than likely trailblazed by Lil Kim, right? I'm gonna say that. Now you got then there's other rappers. There's the Rhapsodies of today.
And I was going to say that
Rhapsody's pretty dope.
She would probably fit like my favorite current female rapper.
Yeah, more than likely so. Just because she's so whatever. I'll even say a young MA who obviously has got other things, but
But she also fits
lyrically-
my I don't want to hear you rapping about that type of thing.
Right.
You know?
That's the problem. The subject matter is maybe what you're thinking.
Although
but
I think her
she
most
can
recent
rap.
release has actually been pretty
Different.
yeah.
She had a freestyle on Funk Flex about a week or two ago that was nice. She's nice. It's just obviously depending on the subject matter you want to hear. Regardless, I'll say that also. Lil Kim has been the one to pave the way. Like, I'll say that she is the one that started this gangsta shit, and this is the motherfucking thing she gets. Other than that, and then the second, what?
Can Lil Kim
Yeah, you were just about to go follow up that question.
Yeah, will she translate her skill set from the 90s and everything that she has put together? Would her skill set translate to 2019?
Yes and no.
Why do you say no?
No from her, but yes in the fact that everybody who is now out is a carbon copy of what Lil Kim once was, but their only advantage is their generation being they are more of this generation and more in tune with the young folks. Kim can't really come back. I think she's
But she's actually been much more visible recently.
Agreed, but I don't think that means anything in terms of coming back. Like to be, when I think Maisha's question was more so of be successful in it,
right?
Like the Cardis of the world, like the Rhapsodies of the world, like the Meg Thee Stallions, all of these women, right, are very successful in today, right?
Yes, but they have
almost
their potential.
pretty comparable to what Kim was back in the day. So I'm saying is Kim's persona then is timeless as you see it in these women, but you can't see it from Kim today because Kim has just done too much negative.
She's like
to her image,
the founding mother.
She is definitely probably, like I said, the trailblazer of what the woman rapper of today really is.
Okay, so let me ask you then. Put a different spin on this.
And
usually when you talk about Mount Rushmore of rap, you're talking about usually 4 male MCs, just how it goes.
Right, because more than likely not, most are going to say that the best MCs ever are going to be all male.
So let's take the male
category.
Let's take the male MC out of the question.
Okay,
who would be?
This is difficult because I don't care. I don't really like that. I don't like 4 women rappers that much.
Okay, well, would you have Lauryn Hill in your Mount Rushmore of women artists?
No,
me neither. And I think there's a reason for that.
There's reasons, and I think we probably have fairly similar. Mine are, well, before we get to that, let's get to that, and then we'll have your response to Maisha's question.
Okay.
Really, there's only one album from Lauryn Hill that
there's literally.
I'll take that back. If you really want to give the Fugees, say the Fugees and Miseducation is 2 albums, I'll accept that.
I won't do that.
But it doesn't. But it don't change my thoughts on it. Is what I'm saying. I'll let you go that far and say, okay, those are both albums of hers. But it doesn't change what I will say is that no, she can't be, because she is not in my eyes, you can't be a respectable artist even today if you've lasted this long, which you really haven't. You've just kind of stuck around and try to capitalize again. But your shows are all shit because you don't care.
Yeah.
Right? There's been speculation of you not writing everything that's been on your albums.
Yep. That's Wyclef, apparently.
And if we're really going to get down to it, you only really have one album.
I mean, you literally only have one album.
Right. Yeah.
Fugees is a joint venture, so
like I gave that caveat in the beginning that if you want to give that to her, that's fine.
But it's a group
But
release.
in my opinion,
it's like calling any of the Outkast albums an Andre 3000 album. You can't.
In my opinion, it's only one. And I can't give you one Mount Rushmore of anything. If Nas's only album was Illmatic, that's not a good example.
It is though, because
but even if not, okay, so if Nas's only album was Illmatic and he never released anything again, and he was the same type of person where he was just fucking up shows and not really caring at this point, I don't know that he would be held in the same regard. If Nas never released it, it was written. If he never had an Stillmatic, if he never had, like all the fucking, obviously I know Nas's projects, but the more recognized of them all, if he never put these out, then you wouldn't put him in the same regard if it was only Illmatic.
And this is with the understanding that his unfortunate demise didn't happen early, and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. But Lauryn Hill's demise didn't happen. She was her own demise. Pretty much. She was the one that did this, and I don't really hold her in this highly regarded space where I put a lot of other folks.
Okay, just say off the top of your head, top 4 female MCs who you would Mount Rushmore.
You got to put Light probably on there. You're gonna have to put Kim. I think Queen Latifah really deserves a spot there.
Yeah.
And there's somebody else that somebody fucking used to say, but I'm not too familiar of her with her work. But there's some Lady of Rage, some like very underground. But I think you probably got to give maybe Nicki. But I think the fourth,
Mickey?
Nikki.
Oh, Nikki.
I think the fourth is
I
revolving.
would still probably put
but-
Missy up there over Nikki.
Yeah, Missy. But Missy is. I don't put Missy as a rapper as much as a pop. It was very poppy, man.
Yeah,
I like
but
to get to know her so I can show her.
but it was like it was. You can't split hairs that way.
I don't want to
because
disrespect Missy though. I don't.
You can't split hairs that way because then you're talking about mumble rap is not rap. It's this,
So-
like
so
it's
is it-
again, it's like breaking down the genre into.
So basically, no new women rappers are on the.
I wouldn't. Because we're talking about Mount Rushmore.
So do you agree with
right?
what I said before? Like the MC Lyte, Lil Kim, Queen Latifah, and then what?
Would you have Remy in the conversation?
Remy can spit her ass off, but no.
Yeah, I think she's more of an honorable mention. Like if there was a five.
It's
a
hard
fifth head.
because there's not as many female rappers, and then there's not as many great female rappers. So to even be mentioned in this conversation means a lot, I think.
I think so.
You know,
Do you think, let's say you're taking the likes of a Nicki Minaj and you put her in '94, is her skill set translating the same way?
no, because Lil Kim's already there.
So you don't think there's room for both?
Lil Kim had to pave the way for this to be able to be a thing.
Okay, so let's say
This wasn't a thing then. She kept knocking down walls and barriers in order for for a female rapper to expose her sexuality and be as explicit and straightforward with her lyrics.
Do you think if Drake and Wayne didn't have the success that they had, that Nicki would be able to have the success she has?
I don't want to say no.
I'm thinking.
I feel
no.
like it's disrespectful to say no because Nicki is great in her own right. She's very skilled and but the platform in which Lil Wayne provided for Drake, which also was the same kind of platform he provided for Nicki, very important. You can't negate that. And also, I don't know if you've seen the guy that was on Breakfast Club recently talking about he's the one that discovered Nicki, but Nicki's kind of like completely like shunned him and she owes him mad money and whatnot. But
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing.
the difficult thing in all these conversations,
And that's why I don't want to say that she wouldn't be around. I don't know if she'd be as on the same stature as she is now.
I think the difficult variable in all of these things, and it's not necessarily a variable, but like there's forever an underground rap class, right? Like people who were just they're phenomenal spitters, but for some reason they're never going to be anything outside of the underground.
Yes, but I
position that they're in.
think underground has a different definition than it once had.
It's just hard for me to say that like Nicki without Cash Money, Young Money reaches the level of superstardom that she's at.
I just said that. I don't know that she gets to the level in which she's at. She probably is successful. I just don't know that without a Young Money, fuck that. Without as much as you hate Birdman's platform is what allowed for the Lil Waynes and the Drakes, and then the Nickis of the world to really to flourish. So I'll agree with you. I don't think that she gets to the same star level, but she becomes a star.
Okay, so final thoughts on this real fast. Favorite MC of the female gender?
Of the female gender?
Yes. Past or present?
That's hard. I used to really, really like Foxy, but then I found out Foxy didn't write her verse on the Firm Biz. That's a lot of
But
math.
I feel like
it was definitely a Nas
people,
verse.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who probably just don't have their actual writtens from themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna say my favorite female rappers aren't gonna be of today. They're just not. And I don't know if I could pick one specifically from back in the day because it was kind of splitting hairs. As the art was more pure, it was different.
Well,
It was different.
Okay, so I'll say of the past / kind of present, I give it to Remy. Of the more
Remy spits better than any female rapper now.
Yeah.
She's more gutter and more what I can tell. Like it's something.
well, I mean, her
I don't
and
know
Pat
why.
Poose is just like it's a good combo right there.
Yeah. Pat Poose can spit his ass.
And I'll
off.
say my more modern female MC is probably Rhapsody. It's more of that conscious rap shit.
So you take Remy from the old school as well.
Yeah.
So you don't see Kim or any of them surpassing her.
Not that I don't respect what they've done.
Do you see a Kim? Do you see a Remy without a Kim?
I think so. I think Remy's been around long enough and has put enough work in and has been.
So she's in a completely different lane than the Kims.
Not necessarily a completely different lane.
Same highway, different lane.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
I'm with that. I can fuck with that.
Kim just never was like I need to hear this next project from her type of thing. And like Remy, most of the things that I'll ride with my shit on shuffle. It's not something I usually skip if it comes across it. Like,
here's the thing about the female
spectrum.
What's the word I'm looking for? The female rapper pool,
right?
As you will. There's not much room.
I think there's more.
There's
room
not
now.
much room. There is more room now, but there's not much room, right? Because when one fills one particular shtick, then there's not really much room for another unless they are arguably, or it's time. Like, so think about it. You had Nicki was the forefront of the female rappers group
for a good 5 years by herself, probably.
When Bodak Yellow came out, it was time. I think there was a specific point in which people were ready for another female rapper to come and start dominating. There's not much room for more than one or two dominant rappers. It just isn't. For whatever reason, sexism, it's just a different type of game for them. Whatever it is, it's just there's not as much room for a few. Like, if there's a fucking 12 bench seat for men, there's half that for women.
I like to look at it as baseball and softball, right? This is how I look at rap and R&B, respectively. Rap is a male-run game. It's dominant because they're talking about their past in the streets and da-da-da. I don't want to hear that from a woman. It's not anything to do with sexism. It's just like, I don't need to hear you.
It does.
No, because like
it is.
When you think about women, right? And given we're in a different age these days and whatever, but there's more of like a feminine tone to it. I don't need to have you like on the same street gutter bullshit, like gangster rap, selling drugs, killing people. I don't need to hear that from you. The males, I'm sorry, but that's just where it belongs. It's like it's
sexist. It's sexist.
Reason
I'm not debating that.
It's the same reason I look at NBA and WNBA are not mixed, right? There's just like
one's a game, one's a joke,
something like that. No, not really.
Games,
but like
jokes.
I'm saying, so and then using that baseball is like it's the male-dominated version. Not that softball isn't an elite sport and the way that these women play isn't crazy, but it's just
softball
different.
Chicks be thick,
and it's just different, you know.
Just like the lacrosse players back in the day in high school, man, them motherfuckers were thick too.
Plus,
they used to wear like the little like plaid skirts. Yeah, buddy.
But so like,
we weren't in Catholic school, but they just like Catholic school girls once a week. I was fucking with that.
There's certain notes. There's certain notes that women can hit that men can't hit, right? You might have your Ryan Leslies of the world who are hitting a little bit higher pitch, but but women are generally when I think R&B, there are certain women who I'd rather have on my playlist than men. When I think rap, I'd rather have men than women. It's just how it is. Anyway,
it all depends, man. Honestly, but I think rap is super. What's the term I'm looking for? The gates are more open for an R&B artist. When rap, it's more funneled into a specific category, and men or women, there's only so many that you could be.
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody that can be that's only that category.
That's because of the audience, right? Because I'm not
more than likely.
I'm not alone in feeling this way.
The consumer dictates the market, right?
Right,
and that's fine. But I mean, regardless of whether or not they want male or female, like it's a sensitive topic because it's not to say that women can't rap. It's just certain people don't. Some people like yourself, and probably myself more so than not, don't want to necessarily hear them saying this, rapping about the same things you hear a dude rapping about for whatever reason.
This is
Sexism
how,
more than
I'm
likely not.
going to synonymize it, right? Women right now women athletes specifically, are in an uproar because this transgender thing, right? Some of the people who have transitioned from male to female are now dominating most female sports. And they're
This is how I feel.
they're like, excuse me, motherfucker, but no, because what the fuck, right? And that's a natural reaction to that. I
Right.
agree with you.
Uh-huh.
So, same way I feel about female rap artists, there's a certain lane for them, but again, there's so many different aspects of hip hop. Like, you don't have to be in the gangster rap category. You can go and spit some conscious shit. You can go on some miseducation type of shit. Like, that shit I'm okay with, but I don't need to hear you talking about guns and killing and fucking selling drugs. I don't need to hear that. So there's just like certain avenues that you should take, right?
I get you, but I don't think you should use the word should. I think that you should use the word I ideally would like.
I use should.
I'm just saying, though, like you can't say it's not sexist if it's sexist.
Well, I'm sorry, then paint it that way. I don't care. On a related female artist journey, right? There was some story that T.I. said that signing Iggy Azalea was the tarnish of his legacy.
I did see that. He said he was still looking for a female rapper to take away that, to basically negate that. That's funny. It's fucked up. She mumbles. She says
don't get me
a lot
wrong.
of gibberish.
Iggy, and she might be all surgery, I don't know, but she's thick and she can get it.
Iggy,
So
up until recently, Iggy was sexy to me.
yeah, I mean, you know.
Big,
But yeah, so
long body.
I just thought that was a hilarious
She got
thing
big,
that I came
long
across.
torso, thick thigh, looking body.
Oh, other little fun fact for you, right? Since we're on music, this follows the whole little fake Snapple fact thing that I had learned. If you play music to a cheese wheel, now I'm talking an actual cheese wheel, like those fucking was it Cheez-It commercials? Actual cheese wheel.
Yes, we get it.
Flavors change based on the music you play them. And the strongest flavor comes from playing hip-hop music to a cheese wheel. Facts. Big facts. And pretty dope. Not gonna lie. I love cheese. I love hip-hop. It's just a good mix. I didn't create this.
I have questions, but I don't know how to
I don't know how
them.
to answer them, probably. So it's fine.
Like, do you put headphones on the cheese wheel?
I think you just put a boombox in the room with the cheese and you're just like, boom, you know?
How can I get a cheese wheel?
Go to the store and be like, hey, you got cheese wheel?
They'll
Like
sell
when
me
I
a whole
worked at
cheese wheel?
Dominic's back in the day, yeah, they would sell you a cheese
There's
wheel.
like a whole cheese wheel. What does it cost? Like $100,000?
Probably not that much, but it's probably pretty expensive, you know?
Probably not that much, but I mean, you know, it's something
I'm
close.
sure it's not like $5, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was a interesting fact.
It's
I was like,
interesting,
look at
and
the
I mean,
fucking
look at the reach of
impact
hip-hop.
that. Yeah, man.
Look at the reach
even
of
in
hip-hop.
cheese.
Yeah. You know, I don't know who came up with that and who realized that this cheese tastes better, God damn it.
So those Cheez-It commercials are real shit, you know?
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, imagine the guy that decided that he this is what made this thing taste better.
I mean, maybe they didn't think it. Maybe they were like working and they had the boombox on. They were like, "This cheese tastes a little bit different." Oh shit! You know,
Sounds like nothing I would hear in another country that decided.
And then
this.
the next shift, they were like some guy playing fucking rock and roll, and he was like, "This cheese is fucking disgusting."
Stank ass cheese.
Who knows? You know, maybe it has something to do with like how awesome the genre is compared to other genres.
Well, I'm glad that that's the tip that you decided to bring up at the end of this podcast to let
Yeah.
people know, hey, if you ever want good cheese, just play hip hop in front of it.
Pretty much. Do you have anything else
Can I,
you want
just
to
put
talk
a,
about?
can I just put a slice of cheese on the table and just play some hip hop while I'm waiting?
No, because it has lost the integrity of its wheel structure.
The fuck does the
I don't
wheel got
know.
to do with the cheese tasting good?
Listen, it's specified cheese wheel. So I'm not trying to go off track here because I don't know any other facts outside of the idea that, hey, if you play hip hop music in a room full of cheese wheels, they're going to be that much more delicious. You know?
All right.
I don't know. Anything else you would like to talk about before we close this bad boy out?
Today, I don't know if I've written anything. Let me just check. I don't think I have anything written down for this week. I know I meant to, but I probably didn't add anything. Nope. last thing I got written down was last week's topic of corn on the cob in the car.
See, you've been
Water on Mars, who we didn't know you were still around.
my boy, he's still over here.
Glad you're still here fucking with us, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
was talking about how that is something he didn't realize is a weird thing to eat in general until we talked about it last week.
Which, I mean, listen, I like corn on the cob, but you're not going to see me in the car just smashing through a plain fucking corn on the cob.
Dude, it's as weird as that little girl eating that whole fucking cucumber on the train that one morning.
Oh, quick
That little
update.
bitty bitch.
Pop's pickled cucumbers are just about done being pickled.
I went by her parents' house like a week ago, and my dad's like, "Look what I got." And I was like, "What is this?" It's a jar full of pickled or to be pickled soon cucumbers.
I was getting ready to go, right? And I was putting my bag together this morning, and he's like, "Oh, I think my cucumbers are done being pickled." He was like, "Take a look." I was like, "How do you know? Is it because the water changed colors?" He's like, "No, it's because the cucumbers changed."
What the fuck?
I was like, "Well, I'm glad."
So
you know
are they
what you're
bigger now? Did they like absorb all that water? And become,
No, they're
like,
not
juicier?
bigger. It's just like I don't know what the process entails.
What is the difference between a cucumber and a pickle? If a cucumber can turn into pickles,
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I didn't know why grapes turn into wine.
Peter Piper picked peppers.
Peter Piper pick a pickle. Peter Piper
She
picked
sells
a
by the
pick of
seashore.
How did they go? Peter Piper picked a pack of pebbles by the peck of.
No, I think it's just Peter.
Fuck
Piper
Peter
picked peppers.
Piper.
Anyway, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
that's all we got.
Maisha said she wanted the shirt. We're gonna try to work on getting these shirts in the next week or so. Not too many, just a quick print. But if you want one, we'll try to get that for you.
We're also trying to get some just general new shirts for us because as you can see, this is the same one that's been going on for about 15 weeks now.
Yeah,
Something like
it's been about what are we at 62? So
62.
12 weeks ago now, man. Shit,
we got it. Oh yeah, we got it for
that may have been the last
Right.
episode we seen Dave on.
It says 50 right here. No, I think 1 or 2 episodes after that.
52 or something like
shit
that. Yeah, we haven't. No updates with Dave. You know, still taking care of what he got to take care of. Still family. Still KKP for life.
Yeah, and if you care to comment, Dave, and let the viewers know what you up to, then I mean, by all means.
But that would mean that he's probably watching. And
Which
as
he's
much as I
probably not
love
watching.
Dave, Dave ain't watching. He stopped.
I think, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, more than likely so.
Whatever. Hey, good pod today, man. You know,
All
fucking
right.
did it. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, go follow us on Instagram, Twitter,
Kiona and
Facebook.
Kasson Podcast and all that joint.
We do have a Facebook page, of
Yep.
course. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you please,
Yeah, and
so we can finally be some
my-
professional potters.
Maisha, Water on Mars, man, since you're our only real listeners and
No,
interactors.
not the only ones. Okay, we got to give Sammy too, and
Oh, Sammy does.
he's also been trying to campaign to get on the show.
Sammy does.
so
Sammy does comment,
it's something
but
we'll
not
talk
as
about
much.
off mic, you know.
But yeah, maybe. But no, keep coming up with those topics because I mean it helps us. You know, we actually had a pretty good your topic of choice for this
Topic
week.
of female MCs.
Your suggestion really it brought a good element to the show this week. Showed Adam sexist. And just, you know, if
Some
anything,
aspects of life.
if anything, yeah, just, you know, keep coming with the suggestions, and anybody who else who you know watches on a regular basis but isn't vocal about it,
Yep.
go ahead and you know, if you don't want to do it on YouTube, go ahead and hit us up on a DM. Let us know of any topics you might want to hear about.
Or of course any of the other platforms in which we hosted the show.
You heard.
So shout
Or
out to all the viewers, shout out to all the listeners, opposite shout out to Glenn.
Indeed.
You know, shout out to the commentators over there. I guess we're the commentators and the commenters.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, love y'all, man. We'll catch y'all on episode 63.
Yes, sir. KKP
Holla.
episode 62.